Arctic has always been a mysterious a place that's unknown and a place that nobody really cares to travel to, but it doesn't make it any less important than anywhere else in the world. According to Discovery News, in just the past year, the Arctic sea ice has shrunk to less than 1.93 million square miles. This is the smallest it has ever been in the history of Arctic. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, known as the NOAA, said that about 7% of this area is occupied by sea ice, which most is inhabited by animals and also humans. These areas are thinning and melting away, which pose a great threat to the endangerment for these animals and humans. If what scientists predict to be true about the melting of the ice in the next few decades, the habitat will disappear, risking the lives of both land and marine animals, and also the people of the regions. The habitat has changed greatly in the last decade due to global warming. Near the North Pole, an area has been threatened by global warming, or the global warming effect. The ocean near that area especially has great risk because the increase of mercury has increased in the waters, which kill some of the animals, the marine animals. In these areas, different species, if they are once gone, they might be, if the area is gone, the ice cap, then the animals might be gone too. In addition to the habitat change, the animals' lives are changed too. The animals may die or become extinct due to the loss of ice or the loss of their habitat. In colder areas, there are less species compared to the warmer area, which result in fewer roles in the ecosystem. If one species becomes extinct, it will affect the food chain dramatically. For instance, if the Arctic hare did not exist anymore, the Arctic fox would probably not exist either, because the Arctic hare is what they prey most on. It is their primary source of food. The endangerment of animals are heavily influenced by the people as well. They rely a lot of the food source from hunting, but the animals are being endangered, thus having less food for them to hunt. Furthermore, the melting and thinning of the ice is dangerous while they are hunting for food, because it might cause accidents such as them falling into the water when it breaks, when it's melting because it's thin, and so this might cause them to catch different illnesses such as pneumonia or something similar to that. The U.S. is the world's largest carbon dioxide emitter, but we have recognized the dangers of it. So, in able to fix this problem, the U.S. have combined with the Kyoto Climate Treaty, which is an agreement to fight the global warming effect, to save the Arctic by reducing the dangers. Therefore, to decrease the amount of global warming effects, we can change the way that we live in order to help change the endangerment of habitat loss for the animals and the people. And we can still contribute to this negative change because recently I got a letter in the mail from a Saving the Arctic Foundation, which was established by Leonardo DiCaprio, the actor. He started a fundraiser to save the polar bears and its habitat. If he has time to start a fundraiser for the polar bears, the least we can do is probably to donate a little of what we make in order to help them. We can also help global warming issues in other ways, such as emitting less carbon dioxide and other hazardous chemicals and further the global warming effects. I'm going to read to you a paragraph from the letter that I got in the mail from this fundraiser. The foundation that he started is called the National Resources Defense Council, which is the NRDC. It says, "The last gasp of polar bear before it drowns in the vast waters of the Arctic, unable to reach the increasingly distant ice floes it needs to find. The muffled cries of newborn polar bear cubs as they are buried alive when their snowy den collapses from unseasonable rains. The exhaustion of a mother polar bear and her young as they succumb to starvation after enduring longer and longer periods without food." So we understand that polar bears especially have a great threat because of global warming and also the loss of animals because of global warming. Here I have a PowerPoint presentation to show you a few visuals of the effects of global warming. Right here, this is the Alaskan sea ice. This is what it would normally look like. See that only a little bit of it has broken down, but that's natural. This next one is the Arctic ice in retreat. The lighter colored shows that what the ice was before from 1979 to 2000, and currently it has melted a lot. Next, I have a picture of the melting ice in the spring of the Beaufort Sea. Right here you could see that there's a lot of water and just few patches of ice, but that's not enough for the animals to live on. Right here is more melting ice. You can see that they have broken apart, so you can't really live on this. It's not very inhabitable. Right here is the polar bears in their natural habitat. This is how they would normally live. See that they have a lot of area to roam around and breed on. But next here is polar bears and the melting ice. They don't have very much land to live on, just to rest. But soon, in the next decade, if we don't do anything about this, the ice will be gone, and they will have less land to live on. This is an Arctic hare. This is what the fox normally eat, or normally prey on, and that's all of it. So please help in contributing to lessen the harmful effects of global warming. Thank you.